Hi, I'm Derek, business systems coach for contractors. Today I'm going to be talking about customer service for your construction company, making your construction clients go, wow, I can't believe that was such a great experience. Incredible. All right, so before we jump in, big thumbs up for this video if you got benefits out of this. If you enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up. Helps me, helps the channel, helps you as well, because then I create more videos. So make sure to subscribe and get all the awesome content. All right, so first things first, customer service, so important. I probably don't need to tell you, what the benefits are, but obviously having happy clients is crucial in construction. And the first way that I'm going to talk about doing this is trust and openness. So it can be difficult. It's one thing everybody knows, you got to be open with clients and have them trust you. That's pretty obvious. But are you actually practicing, accountability? Are you keeping your promises? If you say you're going to be having a quote ready in a week or the next day, or if you're going to show up at this time, if something bad happens on site or you miss something, how accountable are you? That's going to be huge, as well as openness. So not that you want to be telling the client every little thing about you and your business and exactly what's happening. You've got to, be smart about it and make sure that they have a good, idea that you are competent and know what's going on. But at the same time, if you messed up, if there's an issue on site, if, you're going over schedule, costs have gone over, over an employee doesn't show up, be honest and just open and just let them know what's happening. Generally, probably 80% of the time, even if there's an issue, if you're proactive and you let the client know, as soon as you do or just right after, they will appreciate that. They may not be happy with it, but at least there's that trust and there's that openness, so that at least they know that even though something got messed up and it's not great, they still have confidence that you are going to be on their side and you're going to be telling them, what's going on and being open and truthful. And then finally, for openness and trust, you want to be able for them to access information about their project. So you should have a dashboard system, some sort of access to info, like a Google Doc. If you've got project management software, they'll have a client portal. So somewhere where they can see the schedule, they can see budgets, they can see selections for what they've selected, any information, pictures on the project. So any information pertaining to the project, give them that information. It does a bunch of things. It opens up that trust and honesty, because they know hey, we've got this information. If we need it, we can refer to it. It keeps them from having to call you and ask for it all the time. So that's a pretty big bonus, that you don't have to have your clients, constantly calling you about this or that and asking for information all the time. And it's just good practice. And pretty much, I wouldn't say all clients or construction businesses generally have something like this, but if you don't, you need to get this set up right away. So that's the first thing to customer service, is maintaining that trust and openness with your clients. Second one, expectations. So unmet expectations are going to be the biggest roadblock to you providing a proper experience, a great experience to your clients. Getting that, that conversation out in the open and making sure you're pre-gaming it early with some sort of an expectations doc. So this could be a what to expect doc, introduction letter to the clients, and just outlining exactly what the expectations are. What are their expectations that they can expect from you, and what you expect from them. So, you expect them to provide access to the property. You expect them to make payments within, 3 days or 5 days of invoicing. You expect them to be timely with selecting materials and, approving change orders, stuff like this. So that should all be documented in a document that you provide to the clients. And then also what to expect during construction. So, hey, we're going to do this when, we're going to be working between these hours. You can expect guys to come and go from your property. If progress doesn't look like it's being made, refer to the schedule. Often a lot of progress is going to look like it's done, in the demo and framing and rough-in stage, because everything's happening, and then finishing is going to look like things slow down. So however you run your projects, if you're getting the same kind of inquiries from clients, time and time again, they're asking you, why is this happening? Or can you give me this information? Or, this issue came up, and it's kind of a repetitive thing. Put that in the document so that you're pre-gaming it, letting them know ahead of time, these issues can come up. This is what you can expect. We do our best to mitigate these problems, but things happen sometimes. So setting those expectations early and being explicit with them does a world of good. And then you want to be doing risk assessments. So starting the project, do a risk assessment of what could go wrong. What are the potential risks? What's different about this project? What's different about this client? What kind of things could come up possibly? And you don't need to tell the client every little thing that could go wrong, but if there is some inherent risks that are could possibly inevitably come up, communicate that to the client, because A, they'll trust you more. B, they will be less, apprehensive if during the project, lo and behold, something you were concerned about does come to pass. You can, issue a change order for it, and it's not a big surprise. It's like, we talked about this. This was a risk. It ended up happening. Now we've got to, spend an extra couple grand to fix it or whatever. So telling them ahead of time what's going to happen, and then creating an upstream, upstream is like taking care of the problem upstream before the project starts, so that it doesn't become a big issue during the project. All right, so that's expectations. Expectations could be its own video. I should probably do an own video on itself because it's huge, but that's the second part of customer service is making sure expectations are communicated, and then you do everything you can to meet those expectations. All right, moving on. Number 3, still with me here. Stay to the end. Got an awesome bonus for you. Great resource for you to improve your construction company. So number 3 is team training. So you're not the only person in your business that is going to be dealing with customer service, unless you have no employees. But if you have any kind of employees, you're going to have team members that are communicating and interacting with your clients. Even if they're not directly talking with clients, they're still going to be on site. They're still going to be around clients. They still may be, be showing up and doing whatever. So put this in an employee handbook of like, how do you want your employees to communicate with your clients? How should they be showing up? How should they dress? How should they communicate? If a client asks them about budget or schedules or, what they're doing, what should they tell them? Well, you should talk to the project manager because they have the best information and they need to know what's going on. I'm not the person to be asking about, budget or schedule or, what's going on site here. You should be talking with, maybe you, the boss, or project manager or whoever, right? So provide training to your employees of how they should be communicating and talking with clients. And it may come down to a lot of easy things and they get feedback from clients. I can remember a job I had, my lead carpenter was going to a project and we were going there to fix one thing, and then it was like a couple months before we started the main project, but he went there and came down to like a bathroom issue, right? You've probably had this come up before, but anyways, it was just, miscommunication, and the clients, weren't super unhappy, but it came up as a concern or whatever, a complaint, just because, their family's using the washroom in the morning and they're obviously the carpenter shows up and they need to too, and just everything. Won't get into the nitty-gritty details, but anyways, simple things like that. Put it in your employee handbook, shake the hand, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Joe from XYZ Contracting. Ask them if it's okay to use their washroom if you need to use it. Ask them if it's okay if you, go upstairs to go do some setting up some protection or whatever. So just how they should be handling clients throughout your organization. All right, so pretty sure you got that. And then finally, number 4, moving on, weekly updates and check-ins. So be preemptive, be professional, send your clients information before they ask for it. If a problem comes up, call them, tell them there's a problem. If you are thinking that they're concerned, if you're getting vibes that like things aren't going well for the clients, have an open discussion with them. Just say like, hey, I've just noticed that, I've seen a lot of emails from you asking questions about, this and that. Is there any concerns with the project, or, is there anything that we need to discuss or talk about? And they may be open to like telling you a bunch of stuff that if you would have just been emailing back and forth or texting back and forth, would have probably caused problems later on that they weren't telling you, up front. And then you want to be sending them weekly updates. So emails, some sort of an update of what's going on, where things are at. If you can send them budget information, just send them information, regularly, probably the same day every week, so that they can expect it. And this will cause them to call you less because they don't need to call you, figure out what's going on. It's like, oh, this is what's happening. They get an update, they know what's going on, they can see the schedule, all that kind of stuff. So keep those communication lines open and keep it consistent. So like I said, bonus, check the description of this video. There is a link in there. Click the link. You can get signed up for a free course. It's a training program on how to build out systems in your business, build out the different functions, the processes, the systems of your business, all the benefits and how to do it, how to implement them, so you can save time, can increase your profitability, build a business that works without you. Here's to the best, making sure your customers are well taken care of and their expectations are met.